Hello, guys and gals, me Mudahar. And you know the saddest thing about this community is sharing this upload space with Jake Paul. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what's been going on the last couple days, we've been seeing some rioting going down in the United States. Some well-deserved rioting over obvious police fucking failure. If you don't know what's happened, George Floyd, an individual who basically was killed. I'm just going to outright say it, murdered by the cops, by a police officer. And because of all that, because of the injustice, rioting is spread out. This rioting has evolved into full-out looting. Effectively, it's turned the United States into a real-life fucking purge. Now, this is a very delicate situation, right? Obviously, right now, the SWAT teams, the fucking riot response teams are on thin fucking ice. If this evolves any further, we're probably going to start seeing some live bullets fucking fired or some shit, and it scares me to say that. But it's getting to that situation. City after city is turning to fucking siege. Over the last few days, I've been witnessing photos, videos of buildings blowing up, places being fucking looted. And while some of the memes have definitely been kind of hilarious, I think as an overall situation, it's fucking scary. And honestly, I want it all to fucking end as quick as it can. Things to go back to normal. But it really won't, just because of how fucking explosive this situation is. Now, normally I don't really like talking about this shit because I like to have a fun fucking time, but Jake Paul just has to be a fucking idiot on the internet once again. This man never fucking learns, and it's to a situation where I'm genuinely fucking pissed, alright? Like, actually really fucking pissed at this situation. Now, Jake was in Phoenix, alright, Scottsdale, Arizona, alright, which is the upscale, ritzier part of Arizona if you ever been. And over there, he wasn't necessarily, I believe, looting, but he wasn't participating as per his apology. But there's a couple interesting clips we're gonna watch together where it seems as though he's fucking giving the big bullshit. Let's go read Jake's nice little apology. To be absolutely clear, neither I nor anyone in our group was engaged in any looting or vandalism. That's a fucking lie, but we'll get to that. For context, we spent the day doing our part to peacefully protest one of the most horrific injustices our country has ever seen, which led us being tear-gassed for filming the events and brutality that were unfolding in Arizona. That's what fucking happens when you go to a fucking riot line. They start rubber balling you, okay? Jesus Christ. We were gassed and forced to keep moving on foot. We filmed everything we saw in an effort to share our experience and bring more attention to the anger felt in every neighborhood we traveled through. We were strictly documenting, not engaging. I do not condone violence, looting, or breaking the law. However, I understand the anger and frustration. Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit. However, I understand the anger and frustration that led to the destruction we witnessed, and while it's not the answer, it's important that people see it and collectively figure out how to move forward in a healthy way. We are all doing the best we can to be helpful and raise awareness. This is not the time to attack each other, it's time to join together. What a fucking non-apology, bro. What a fucking bullshit apology. You got caught with your hand in the fucking cookie, in the frost trap at this point. So let's just get right into some of the stuff. Now, he said in this, he never participated fucking once, right? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Well, let's have a little fucking Phoenix Wright moment there, Jake. Here's one with Jake Paul, alright? As you can see, if I'm not fucking mistaken, that's Jake Paul right there, right? Okay? Now, you might be wondering, ooh, Muda, this might be faked evidence. Let's go forward. How's that peacefully protest? You didn't participate in it? You weren't around people that were doing it? What? Now, I love his apology. Obviously you didn't participate in the looting or rioting and all that shit. But this video kind of fucking directly, contradicts that shit. So here's, a series of, I believe this is Instagram or Snapchat. I don't know. Instagram, I think. I don't know my social media networks. I'm fucking old. But here's a series of videos where, again, you can spot our genius intellect, Jake fucking Paul, as part of these riots.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, my God!
Whoa, wait a minute. Are they raiding a PF Chang's there? No fucking way. Wait a minute. Are they they're handing a bottle over to Jake? A bottle of alcohol? Now, what does that have to do? What does that have to do with civil rights moving forward? What does that have to do with protesting? That just looks like fucking looting to me. I love how he fucking grabs the bottle. You still took the booze. What the fuck is wrong with you, Jake? Here's one right here. You can see how these like fucking discount purge guys are just out here at that same PF Chang's we saw before, right? And not only there, but they've busted in it. And you can see right here, they're stealing fucking liquor. They're stealing liquor. You are actually participating in criminal fucking activities. You idiots! What's wrong with you? Now, I don't want to just throw Jake under the bus, because honestly, it's not just Jake that's the problem. He's one of the biggest people on the fucking platform doing this kind of shit, and it's why Jake comes across as a disingenuous idiot to me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you, Jake's audience may not understand this because they can still taste embryonic fluid, and I'm sure his audience is the same kind of audience that if I dangle my car keys in front of, I'd have a higher fucking viewer attention than he might ever be able to achieve. With all that said, though, you know, aside from all the low digs and shit, the easy fucking digs I can make, the dumbest thing about this is Jake has literally, without even thinking about it, okay, pretty much promoted this idea as normal for the audience that fucking follows him. Jake Paul, you know, when you're on a platform like this and you have a sizable following, you have somewhat of a fucking responsibility to not be a jackass on the fucking platform. And when you're out there doing this kind of shit, or even if you're not looting, because while he didn't outright loot, or he didn't riot or participate, you know, legally speaking, right? You were still around people who were doing that kind of shit. You never really fucking disavowed any of that. And so with all of that said, people are just going to think that it's okay. You're trying to fucking normalize this and throw it under the rug when it really shouldn't be fucking thrown under the rug at all. Jake Paul fucking did something really stupid. And it should be called out. He should be called out for this shit. And I'm actually glad there's people out there that are calling this man out for his fucking notorious bullshit on this platform. You know, unlike his brother, who's actually, I believe, aged out a little bit, you know, he's fucking become somewhat of a, I would say, good person. Jake will continue to always be a bad fucking actor. And I normally don't like to include Jake in my videos. I don't care about him. His content, he doesn't necessarily strike me as a person that I care too much about. But I've talked about when he did that financial freedom bullshit, and I'm going to talk about this because I think the implications of him doing this shit is just wrong. I don't agree with any of this. I think it's fucking dumb. And I believe the apology he made was complete bullshit. You're not apologetic about anything that fucking happened. In fact, you're gonna keep doing stupid shit like this. Obviously, he did this to maintain fucking relevancy. We know Jake is dwindling and shit. We understand it. I get it. The whole world fucking gets it. He can deny it and fucking counter that claim. But we all know this was done for the drop of fucking clout. And all of that said, all of that fucking said, okay, all of it, all right, he actually did end up getting his fucking 15 minutes of fame again. People found out. But that's when I say not all fucking 15 minutes of fame are good fame. Jake is an idiot. He's done some pretty stupid shit. But I think this might be one of the dumbest things that I've ever seen, hands down, from these fucking guys. You shouldn't be out there promoting this, all right? You shouldn't be out there fucking documenting it if you don't have the credentials to properly document this kind of shit at all. There are people that are actually documenting this in a very unbiased manner, and they're not participating in the looting and rioting. And that brings me to the fucking final point of this situation. These protests had some legitimacy in the beginning, but the more people that are rioting and stealing shit and blowing stuff up don't help the fucking cause to begin with. You want to fucking change the system? You want to fucking change a systemic issue? Then you change a systemic issue by, yes, you can raise a fucking stink. You can bring it to the fucking government. You can do that. But the moment you start justifying, and I'm going to ask you as a fucking math guy, okay, what is the fucking logic in stealing a 50-inch Samsung television or a fucking set of Legos and having that anywhere correlated with this fucking Live Matter movement, with all of this fucking change the police reform bullshit? How the fuck does that have any relationship? I have no idea. You know, I've seen people online who are like, property gets destroyed. Don't worry, human lives don't. You still haven't answered the fucking question. How does committing another fucking crime, how does committing mass chaos help address a systemic issue? Nobody I've talked to has given me a proper fucking response to that. So when I see individuals like Jake Paul who are promoting this shit, it fucking burns me inside. And again, like I said earlier, Jake isn't just the issue either. Jake is one of the biggest people on the platform. He's caught with his hands in the cookie jar. If I started fucking doing this and people shared videos on Twitter, yeah, guess what? That would be fucking bad. That would be a bad look. That'd be wrong. But you know why I'm not going to fucking do that? Because it's a fucking idiotic thing to do. So Jake isn't just the issue. He is an issue. But there are people like Jake who are fucking promoting this idea as normal, and they're literally using a very sensitive issue to fucking cause mass chaos and treat this like it's a fucking good old time. Nothing about this is a fucking good old time, and Jake, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself for not only purporting this shit, but also not even giving a proper fucking apology to any of it. People like you are guilty in causing more harm than good, and what we just saw here is pretty much fucking video proof of all that bullshit. I, without a doubt, think people like Jake Paul are fucking toxic to the platform. And not just toxic to the platform, but toxic to fucking humanity. If you think that shit is a little too far of a reach, just rewatch the clips that we did and just come to the conclusion how someone with a channel this size, someone who should have a level of fucking intellect, reaches the depths like this and ends up fucking actually getting into the situation in such a manner. Answer that, okay? And at the same time, I would like to know the answer to how stealing a 50-inch Samsung television, I don't know why Samsung's on the mind, how is stealing a fucking television anywhere helping you out with this whole fucking case? I hope that the situation rectifies itself. I hope that, without a doubt, justice properly gets served. And I hope that, you know, the United States, which is a neighboring country to me, gets its shit together as time goes on. But when I see idiots like this, it's a fucking duty to everyone on this platform to call out idiots like this. And not just call them out, but explain why we have to fucking call them out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar. And if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. Sorry if I sound muted. I do have a flu right now, so I'm not really at my like fucking peak game. I'm not going to be yelling at the camera, but I did open the strip club again, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is me, Mutahar, and I am out.